In today's video, I'm going to give you a few tips to transition from retail arbitrage to online arbitrage, because retail arbitrage has a ceiling and has a point where it's not actually worth it to keep running a retail arbitrage, and where you should actually find a way to leverage your time better. And online arbitrage is a great way to actually do this whole thing, okay, to actually be able to leverage your time better, because you will not actually need to drive from store to store. And so this is something that I personally had to do in the past, and that I know is not super easy because it requires a whole lot of different skills to run an online arbitrage business than it requires to run a retail arbitrage business. And so in this video, I'm going to share with you a few tips to help you in your journey to actually become an online arbitrage seller. Before we do, if you need help sourcing online arbitrage product, a great place where you can start at is with the free ebook that's in the description. I detail my whole strategy for you to actually source products daily and be consistent. It's exactly what helped me when I was a beginner. It's the exact strategy that I'm still doing to this day, a little bit differently than I was doing it as a beginner, but this is the whole strategy that will actually take you from a noob to an advanced seller. So get the free ebook, link in the description. If you need more help, if you need my direct help to actually scale your business, I have coaching available. So I have multiple options. Click the link below for my coaching and you will find my coaching and mentorship, by the way. So click the link, you're going to be brought to a page where I actually explain with a video what are the different coaching options that I have, and you can join the one that works best for you. So link in the description, check it out. So yeah, so we are going to talk about a few tips to actually do this transition effectively. And the first tip that I actually want to give you is that if you think that it's time for you to move to online arbitrage, stop doing retail arbitrage totally. Like, stop retail arbitrage and do a clean break and go straight to online arbitrage. And here's why. If you do not do this, and this is the mistake that I did at first, right? And this is the thing that I see a lot of people being stuck at. The thing that you should know is that retail arbitrage and online arbitrage needs totally different skills, okay? And the market's totally different, the competition is totally different. And I'm going to explain why in a few. But retail arbitrage, you will be super, what's the word? It will be, retail arbitrage will be something that you can always go back to because it's just easier, it's your comfort zone, here you go. And so if you do not do a clean break, you're gonna start online arbitrage, you are going to have a hard time finding products because you are going to do what everybody actually tells you to, is to do storefront stalking with seller amp, and I don't think that it's the best way. It's the best thing to do when you actually do your transition from retail arbitrage to online arbitrage, and I'm going to tell you why in a few. But you are going to have a hard time because it requires a different set of skills, and because of that, you are going to think that it's too difficult, and you are going to stick to retail arbitrage because this is your comfort zone. This is why I'm telling you right now that you should do a clean cut and that you should say, okay, starting from now, I'm doing only online arbitrage. Whether it works or not, I'm going to stick to it, and I need to make it work. And this is what actually helped me find some success with online arbitrage, because I had no choice. I was not able to actually go from store to store anymore due to multiple reasons that I shared. I don't think I shared these on the channel, but I'll talk about it one day. I'll share my story on why I actually moved from retail arbitrage to online arbitrage. And it's a crazy story, actually. But you need to do a clean break, because at first I tried a little bit. I got seller amp. I tried a little bit here and there. I did not find a lot of profitable products and thought that it was too hard. And I stuck with retail arbitrage. But when I was actually obligated to move to online arbitrage, I had no other choice. I had to, because if not, my business was going to die because I wasn't able to drive from store to store. This is when I actually started getting some results, because I stuck to it. I said, you know what, if I need to do it for 8 hours a day, I will do it. And so I did the exact strategy that I have in the ebooks for multiple days. I think I did it for 3 weeks until it actually started clicking. I'm sure the whole story. I think you have the whole story in the ebook. But yeah, so do a clean break. If you want to move to online arbitrage, do a clean break. Do not do retail arbitrage anymore, and try to stick for retail with online arbitrage for a few weeks. Okay, every single day, the only thing that you do is online arbitrage, and you see how it goes. There's no other choice. If you do not do this, the transition is going to be super hard, and because of that, you're going to default back to retail arbitrage because this is your comfort zone. Okay, so that's the first tip that I wanted to give you. The second tip that I want to give you is that you should actually know that retail arbitrage and online arbitrage requires totally different skills, and your experience with retail arbitrage is not going to help you that much with online arbitrage. It's totally different skills. There are some crossover, but way less crossover that you may think, because a lot of the stuff is going to be totally different, because with online arbitrage, you are going to compete with people all around the US and all around the globe, okay? Because everybody can run this business model. And if you're in the US, yes, if you ship and ship to your house and prep yourself, there are some opportunities that you're going to be able to find that other people are not going to be able to find. It gives you some edge against those people. But what you really need to know is that, yeah, it requires a totally different set of skills, because you need to understand all the places where you actually source all the websites. You need to know where you can find X, Y, or Z products. You need to know how a product's going on sale on a specific website, such as Walmart, for example, is going to affect the demand, the supply, I'm sorry, of the product on Amazon. And a lot of the time, you know, on some website, on the website that are checked the most, it's going to affect the supply on Amazon a lot, and it's going to cause the price to tank, okay? So these are all things that you need to start figuring out, because sourcing is not the same with retail arbitrage as it is with online arbitrage. With retail arbitrage, you can just scan stuff mindlessly one after the other and find some profitable products. If you look at discount stores such as Ross, Walmart, Burlington, all that stuff, or clearance section at Walmart, all that stuff, you can do stuff mindlessly and find some product, because there's not that many options. Now, when it comes to online arbitrage, you're going to have a ton of options, okay? Really a ton of options. And so if you do the exact same thing, you are not going to be able to actually be profitable, because you are going to look at, like, on a sales page, you could have 10,000 products. For example, if you look at Macy's sales page, you're going to have 10,000 products, and you cannot look at all of them one by one. You need to develop a specific strategy. And so, same thing, there's a way to develop a strategy in the ebook. But yeah, if you think that retail arbitrage is going to be the retail arbitrage sourcing is the same as online arbitrage sourcing, it's going to cause you a lot of problems. Okay, next, as I said, if you start, another tip, the third tip that I want to give you is, if you start online arbitrage, do not start with SLM storefront stalking. All the people that are actually selling you this specific method did not start online arbitrage with that method, because it did not exist at all before, okay? This is not, oh, you were not able to do storefront stalking as easily. You could, but it was not that easy. So a lot of people were using tools, so either they were actually sourcing manually, so going through sales page manually, and I think this is what you should actually do. A great way to actually start doing this is watch my video on how to source on Walgreens. It's going to help you a lot. And I have a video on how to source on ulta.com. Find those two, search bar, Walgreens Chris Mangunza, or Chris Mangunza Walgreens, or Chris Mangunza Ulta. This is going to help you a lot. It's two great places where you can actually start from. And also watch all my sourcing videos. It's going to help you a lot. But storefront stalking is not beginner friendly, okay? It's not the most beginner friendly method. And it is 100% a lie, okay? In my opinion, by the way. You may disagree with me, and I'll be happy to actually read what you have to say about this in the comments, but like, I really believe that you should actually start developing a knowledge of which website, like, if you can get tactical arbitrage, if you have the money to get it, get tactical arbitrage and start doing tactical arbitrage before you actually do storefront stalking, okay? Yes, you need to learn how to use tactical arbitrage. The learning curve is steep, but the learning curve is even steeper, in my opinion, with storefront stalking if you want to do it efficiently, okay? If you want to do tactical arbitrage efficiently, it's not that difficult. You just need to learn the software. Tactical, if you want to do some storefront stalking efficiently, is going to require a lot of practice, and is going to require a lot of knowledge of sales cycles, and of where to find some products, of what discounts are available on which website, what's the cashback like, what's the gift card situation like, all that stuff that you are going to have a hard time developing just by doing some storefront stalking. Yes, you should do some storefront stalking, but it is not the most beginner friendly method. And so tip number 4, if you can, as I said right earlier, get tactical arbitrage, because with tactical arbitrage, you are going to be able to go through a lot of data super fast, a lot of websites super fast, which is something that you are not going to be able to do manually. That is going to take you way more time. With tactical arbitrage, you are going to be able to scan so many websites and cut your learning time in more than half if you actually do a lot of scans, okay? So in my opinion, get tactical arbitrage. I have no link in the description, because they do not do affiliate programs anymore. But go on their website, and I will still recommend you to actually get that tool, because it's one of the best tools for beginners if you have the money, in my experience, okay? If you do not have the money, you should default back to actually doing whatever I say in the ebook, okay? That was tip number 4. And I think that it's enough for this video. This is everything that you need to learn, that you need to know to actually do your transition from retail arbitrage to online arbitrage. And yeah, remember that the skills that are required are totally different for retail arbitrage and online arbitrage. It's not going to help you. What you learn with retail arbitrage is not going to help you that much with online arbitrage. And yeah, as I said, I want to add one more thing, one more tip. I think it's going to be the fifth tip, actually. And so if you stuck up to here, leave a star emoji in the comments so I can know that you actually got the last tip. And the last tip is that you should actually try to figure out what advantage you can get, because with retail arbitrage you can get a geographic advantage by sourcing some local stores, or just for example, if you source Ross, products will be available. You will have some products that are available locally that are not available in other regions, and so it actually shields you from competition a little bit. If you source Walmart.com, everybody's sourcing Walmart.com. Not only people in the US, but people outside of the US that actually do online arbitrage, right? And so because of that, the competition is going to be way more fierce. Try to focus on opportunities. If you are prepping yourself, it's even better. Try to focus on products that you can buy for under $15, okay? Because those products will not be, like, there's no real reason for someone that actually work with a prep center to actually buy products that are under $15, because it's going to cost you a lot of money. You are not going to be able to, like, the fee that you pay your prep to actually prep your products will not actually, it will actually be significant. You know, if you buy a product for $15, $1.50 of prep fee is a lot, okay? It's a lot added on your cost of goods sold. Now, if you buy $50 shoes, $1.50 fee on top of that to prep your product is not that significant. Plus, if you have a prep center in a tax-free state, you know, actually, like, if you pay $150, I think if you buy your products around $17, like, you break even on that fee. You are not going to pay sales tax, which is going to be close to $1.50 and a little bit more, and you are just going to pay someone $1.50 to actually prep your units. So yeah, like, try to find those cheap products that people that are more advanced, that are working with prep centers and that are outside of the US will actually not look at. So it's going to shield you a little bit. Look at bundles as well. Try to find bundles on Amazon and build those bundles yourself, prep them yourself and ship them, because most bundles actually cost way more money to prep if you work with a prep center, depending on your prep center. But yeah, it's going to cost you way more money. And so it's better for you to actually prep them yourself, because those people with prep centers are not going to be able to jump on those. And so I think I shared a lot of similar strategies on my previous videos, so you can find them by looking at looking at past videos that I actually released. So yeah, that's pretty much all the tips I have to share with you today. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, do all that YouTube stuff. First, let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff, and watch these other videos if you want to keep learning about selling on Amazon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for a new video.